What? You're looking for a funny intro or something? Well, guess what? You're not going to get one because you need to learn delayed gratification. That's going to be a key part to you quitting porn. So guess what? You're going to have to wait till next week. Sorry. So welcome to the Sacred Sexuality Project. I'm Mark Weppett, and I'm here to help you quit porn and live a higher expression of your sexuality. And today what I want to talk to you guys about is building up barriers to relapse. Barriers to relapse are rules that you set up for yourself to protect yourself from going into autopilot. Okay? So basically, we look at this porn addiction as a whole bunch of interlocking patterns. And these barriers to relapse are kind of like that core last line of defense between you and relapse. And it's a set of rules that you follow, and by following them, you avoid letting yourself fall into the patterns that tend to lead you to relapse. So the first step of this process is analyzing your past relapses. And where you want to start is by looking at the location that your relapses occur. So think back. Where are you normally when you relapse? Some people it's in their bed. Some people it's at their computer. Some people it's in their living room on their couch watching TV. Or whatever it is. Find out where it is you tend to relapse. You can write all this down as you go through it because it's easier. The next thing you want to note is the time that you tend to do it. Some people, they might relapse like when they get home from school or work. Other people, they might do it right before bed. Some people it's first thing when they wake up in the morning. So identify when it is you tend to relapse. The next step is to identify the actions that usually end up leading to relapse. Okay, so for some people it might be just surfing the internet. Others it might be looking at their phone while they're in their bed or something. Some people might be watching a certain TV show or something like that. So that's all you need to get started. You just need the location, the time, and the things that you are doing that tend to lead to relapse. Because if you think about it, chances are there's some sort of pattern. Maybe there's multiple patterns, but just keep track of them. So what you want to do now is start setting up rules that break those patterns. Okay? So for example, if your normal scenario is that you come home from school and you go on the internet and you start surfing the internet. And as you keep clicking around and stuff, you eventually end up on porn and you relapse, okay? So that's the pattern. The time is after school, locations on your computer, and the action surfing the internet. So now you need to set up the rules that you can put in place that break those patterns. So one rule you could make is that you're not allowed to surf the internet right after school, okay? Maybe surfing the internet period tends to lead to relapse. So what you can do then is set rules around surfing the internet. Say like you're going to plan what you're going to do beforehand, write it down on a piece of paper, like I'm going to answer these emails, I'm going to do a homework assignment, and I'm going to do Facebook for 20 minutes. Anytime that there's some sort of entertainment sort of thing you're doing, put a time limit on it. Because if you just allow yourself that random clicking is an autopilot of its own, which in turn allows your mind to kind of revert to old patterns, which leads to relapse. So another example could be is that you're not allowed to have your laptop in your bed, because whenever you have your laptop in your bed, you end up relapsing. Okay, so simple rule there. Or maybe it's your phone. Maybe you have to charge your phone at night across the room in a different outlet. You just can't have it next to your bed because you keep whipping it out and looking at some bad stuff on it. For a lot of people, this all kind of revolves around their computer use. So some things that I've worked with my clients on is, establishing where is a safe place that they can use their computer. For a lot of people, it's, at their kitchen table. They just leave their laptop there, and they wouldn't bring it anywhere that they would normally relapse at. So it's pretty simple, but this is super effective. Identify your patterns and make rules that keep you from setting yourself to fall into those patterns, okay? It's really simple, but it's really, really powerful. The last part about building up these barriers to relapse is establishing a safety behavior. And what a safety behavior is it's kind of a default thing that you do when you're getting triggered. Like when you want to watch porn, like when you're filled up with an urge, it's something that you immediately can do and it's going to save you and make you stay safe. You need to plan on this beforehand so that you don't need to think in the moment. Because trusting yourself to make the right decision and think up the right thing to do in the moment when you're dealing with an urge, it's very unreliable. It's essentially like trusting a crack addict to show up on time. You know, like your brain is, it's an addict of sorts. And you gotta, protect yourself against it by putting plans in place beforehand. So the first thing you want to keep in mind when picking your safety behavior is that, it has to be really, really easy. Some people probably, tell themselves like, okay, every single time I want to masturbate, I'll like do homework instead. I'll be way more productive. Well, the problem is, like, you probably don't want to do homework in the first place, right? So what's the chance that you'll actually do it when you really want to watch porn? Slim to none, right? So like I said, you need to pick something easy. For some people it's just walking outside. They just need to walk outside. Or maybe they need to go to their kitchen, or maybe it's they go play guitar, or they read a certain book that they like reading, Just pick something that's really easy that that you can get yourself to do in that moment. And you just gotta stick to it and do it, Set yourself up for success. And the way you do that is by giving yourself plans to deal with those sticky situations. So that's it. Hope you guys all found it helpful. And until next time, stay clean.